What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to you guys with that video about the rookies. This been tough. I got the rookie analysis breakdowns coming out in January, February. I gotta get a little bit more research. A lot of rookies been getting more minutes. A lot of rookies been getting less minutes. The injuries, people been stepping up. People been getting more minutes. And then you see how much they adjusted. You see if they haven't adjusted. You know they pros and they cons. You've seen enough of them. So make sure you stay tuned for my rookie analysis breakdown of all the rookies that's making the empire. I'm not gonna make a breakdown for every rookie, but the most important ones that's making an impact and getting quality minutes. So let's start off with number 10 of my top 10 rookies. It's Bam. I think it was a tie between my 9 and 10, but one is just shooting more efficiently. It's not that big of a difference, not that big of a jump. Regardless, I actually feel that it depends on the position. They play two different positions, putting up similar numbers at the end of the day. But the person is Bam Adebayo, I think his name. I'm going to start with him at number 10, and he's shooting a solid position. Solid percentage from the field. He's getting quality minutes, not enough. Obviously, they have Hassan Whiteside and other players like Kelly that's going to get more minutes because they're more experienced. They know how to play, and they cater more to winning right now because they're veterans and they know how to score and already basically know the game. While Bam has to learn his footing, learn how to play with his teammates, adjust to the physicality, the speed of the game, the athleticism of the game, and he's still having a solid season for rookie standards, not for an NBA player standard, regular veteran. But he's getting minutes and he's putting in decent numbers. OG, I think you can swap him and Bam. You can put Bam at 9, OG at obviously 10. OG, he was a guy that we felt like was a steal in the draft. The Raptors obviously have late picks because they are a good team. They win 50 games almost every season since they got Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. And you also got to figure that if they don't hit right in the first round, they're going to have to hit in the second round. He averaging around the same points as Bam, 6 points. Bam averaging 4 rebounds. He averaged 2. But they just play two different positions. He play inside. OG play a little bit of outside. He's shooting 42% from the 3, 48 from the field, while Bam is scoring more from the field, but he doesn't shoot threes. And Bam average more rebounds. But other than that, OG has been more versatile and he's been used in more different lineups, and he's more what you need as a perimeter player that's long and lanky. You just need to put on some body weight and some muscle, and he'll be fine. Plus, he's showing that he can knock down a three when open, and that's one of the most important things you have to do in the league is to be able to shoot the three. Nowadays, if you want to get minutes, if you want to make an impact, especially if you can play defense, which he's solid at. So I got OG at 9 because he's more of the modern day player. Fox. I know this is kind of low, but De'Aaron Fox, he had a chance to start when George Hill went down. They started him a couple games. He has been probably one of the more consistent rookies. He was averaging more points. He went down a little bit as the season has went on because you have to have an impact every game if you really want your numbers to stand out. He probably will be in the race for Rookie of the Year if he got minutes, 30 to 40 minutes like Ball, like Smith. He easily will be one of the best scoring rookies. He having a rough last 10 games, shooting 39 from the field, and he's averaging 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and he's only scoring 7 points a game. But he also is starting to get it back up in December. We'll see if he can hold that. Like I said, his minutes is not that much. He's not even getting 30 minutes a game. So honestly, you can't really blame him because he only can score and impact the game limitedly because his minutes are limited. Maybe if he gets some more minutes, he'll go back up to the top 6. But right now, he's at the bottom. To me, 7, Lonzo Ball. He's a guy that can't really score the basketball. He's starting to learn how to score, though. He's starting to learn how to get to the paint. He always can get to the paint, but he'll never try to finish, or he'll come up short. He's starting to realize that, like Rondo effect and Rubio effect, if you're not going to try to score, if you're not going to put pressure on the defense, then we're just going to leave you wide open and double on the people that we need to worry about. Lonzo are starting to get a little bit more aggressive. He's starting to find his foot, and he's still pushing the tempo. He's still finding teammates. He's still getting the rebounds, whether it's offensively or a defensive rebound, and trying to get out in transition and make things happen. That's his best strength is transition and lead passes and rebounding. And he has translated the rebounding and the passing to his game. I mean, to the NBA. He hasn't been able to translate the 3-point shooting just yet. He hasn't really been able to transition into a solid scorer right now. He's just a below average shooter, below average scorer, and he never really been known as a scorer even in college. But he scored when he needed to, and he shot the ball with confidence. He looked a little shocked right now, but he's starting to get it back. Like, hey, he has a long season, and he has 4 years guaranteed on his rookie deal. He got a long time to figure it out. Only thing is that he plays for the Lakers, and it's pressure to win now. Just like New York, if you get drafted, you get booed, or they will love you in the beginning. But if you don't live up to the hype, if you don't play well enough, they will quickly turn against you and they will quickly boo you. But at the same time, if you do step up and you do play your game and you do become successful, they'll be loyal to you till you die. So I guess you got to take what the defense give you. You got to take what the fans give you. They might hate you. They might love you. Seen what happened to Porzingis. They booed him, and next thing you know, they love him, and they cheer every time that he scores the ball now. Dennis Smith Jr. will be 6. I know this is low, but I think Dennis Smith, he's starting to find his footing. He's starting to find out how to score. He's getting more comfortable with the coach. He's taking more shots. His field goal percentage is why I held him a little bit down with a 39 from the field, 30% from 3, but also 66 from the free throw line. Even though he is averaging 4 rebounds, 4 assists, he's getting 28 minutes and he's averaging 14 points. That's very good because I had a problem with Dennis Smith coming into the league, making an impact, but he's finding ways to score. He's starting to earn the trust of the coach. He's taking more shots. He's starting to get in more of a rhythm. Obviously, he's starting to fall in love with that jump shot, which has hurted him in the beginning of the season, and he's starting to just shoot it more with confidence. And he takes a lot of late second shots, so that hurts his field goal percentage. But he's been in attack mode, and he's been able to score. One thing I would like him to do is get a little bit more of that mid-range game. If you're not going to be able to shoot threes, which he's shooting 30%, and he was actually shooting worse than that the other months. But if he can't shoot the three, he's going to have to find a way to use floaters. He's going to have to find a way to use footwork, and he's going to have to find a way to get that pull-up mid-range jumper to go down. And if he can do that, he should be able to shoot 41, 42, 45%. But until then, he's going to be a low shooter. He's going to be a low scorer because he can't really shoot, and he's not a very good three-point shooter. And the more you miss shots, sometimes it can waver your confidence, and that can affect your overall game, especially when you're a starter and you're supposed to be the franchise point guard. He's showing the potential that he can do that, but he's still, learning his game and growing and continually, trying to get better. Number 5, Lauri. This is a guy that nobody knew what to expect to me when the draft had started. Who is this guy? Why did they trade for him? What does he do? What does he do? Can he shoot? Can he play? Can he start? And he proved us that he can play. He's averaging the same amount of points as Dennis Smith. The only difference is he's averaging 14.7 and 8 rebounds a game, which we didn't really expect him to come out and average that many points. But he is getting 30 minutes a game. He's shooting 13 times a game. He's barely shooting a better percentage than Dennis Smith, but he's shooting higher from the field, higher from the three, significantly higher from the free throw line at 83%, grabbing 8 rebounds and 1 assist and 14 points a game. That's better than what we all expected. He came in and made an impact right away, and he's getting the minutes. They rewarded him with playing time, and he's shooting that ball. The pick and pop, just being an open guy. If somebody collapses the defense, he gets dump offs. He gets the wide open mid-range jumper. He gets the spot up threes. He's kind of like a Serge Ibaka. He's a guy that's going to always have open shots because people are focused on the other players. Now that they have Chris Dunn back, they got a guy that can actually operate the pick and roll and kick out the shooters because he can collapse the defense also. And it give you a guy that actually can do something in the pick and roll, and he's a solid shooter, and so is Laurie. And it helps when you have players like Portis and Miritich that can stretch the floor too, making it easier for him to find room and get space in the pick and roll to still get good looks and good, shots in general. So Laurie is my 5. Number 4, Jayson Tatum. He's way more efficient than we thought. Some people said he might not be athletic enough. Some people say he's not a great 3-point shooter in college. He might not be a great one out the gate. In the NBA, he proved that theory a little wrong when he played in summer league. But he's shooting 50% from the field and 50% from three, and he's getting 30 minutes a game. But he's only averaging 9 shots a game. And he's damn near making the best out of them because every shot that he gets, he's almost making. He's making over half his shots. Plus, he's shooting 83% from the free throw line, giving you 5 rebounds and 1 assist. But like I said, the best thing about Jayson Tatum is they giving him the minutes, and he's making the best out of it. And he's helping his teammates because he's not turning the ball over. He's not forcing the shots up. And he's scoring within the offense, spot up threes, spot up mid-range, getting out in transition, getting layups and dunks. And those are the easy freebie points, and he's taking advantage of it. And he's not asked to do much. He just asked to play a role on the team. The thing is, can he have superstar potential? Because if you don't have that if you don't have that fight, if you don't have that want, people ain't going to want you to score the ball. People ain't going to want you to be the go-to guy if you're not really asking and hounding for the ball. But as of right now, he knows he's not the best player on the team. He might be coming off the bench at next year if Gordon Hayward comes back healthy. Kyrie Irving is the best player on the team. They run the offense through everybody. Everybody touches the ball. Everybody moves it. Everybody does the hockey assist. It's beautiful to watch, and Jayson Tatum is showing that he really was a great pick and a great fit for this team. He has worked his ass off. He has improved his game. He has added to his game. He still can score in isolation when need be with the fadeaway, with the post-ups, and he still can knock down shots on or off the ball, and that's important, especially when you're playing team basketball. And trust of your teammates is important, and when they pass the ball to Tatum, most of the time they know it's going in, so they don't mind passing it to him when he's open. Obviously, you got Kyle Kuzma. He's a guy that came off the bench, and he wasn't really getting that many minutes. Now he's getting a lot. Well, he was getting a lot of minutes, but now he's starting. He can rebound that basketball. I asked that. That was a question that I had going into this season. Can Kyle Kuzma rebound the basketball against NBA talent and NBA centers and NBA power forwards? The answer is yes, especially for a small forward, power forward, and coming off the bench, he has put up solid numbers off the rebounds. He's been able to stretch the floor out, knock down mid-range, get to the paint. He used his pump fake to get to the paint to draw fouls, and the guy can play. We knew that going in. He shocked us in summer league because he was a late 27th pick, and we didn't know really what to expect. He's actually up there with Jayson Tatum. That's why I have him above Jayson Tatum. He's shooting 49% from the field, and he's shooting 36 from the field. Are those numbers better? And 77 from the free throw line. Are those numbers better than Tatum? No. But he is averaging more rebounds than Tatum and more points than Tatum, and that does count for something. And he's getting a better role to me than Tatum because he get to play with so much floor space, and also, but he actually gets the ball in his hands more, averaging 13 shots a game, and he's a guy that the Lakers count on to score often. He's a player that they rely on a lot with the Lakers, and he's a guy that can create his own shot just like Tatum. He just getting more opportunities, and Tatum takes advantage of them. And Kuzma grows and learns more moves and adds more to his game. The guy can just play, and I had to put him at number 3. Donovan Mitchell actually was at the lower. He'd been rising and rising and rising on everybody's radar. They had a couple injuries happen, and he was playing solid off the bench. His minutes has went way up since a couple injuries has happened, and he's been taking advantage of that, getting 34 minutes a game. In December, he averaging 35. He's shooting 49% from the field. He's giving you 3 rebounds and 4 assists, 25 points a game. Even though that's a small sample size, because we just got into December, his numbers have rose from being in the 30s to now at 42% from the field. He was at 29%, 28% in the beginning of the season. He rose it to above average 37% from three. He rose his free throw percentage up to 84%. He's averaging 18 points a game when he was only averaging 12. He has continually improved. He earned the trust from his coach, averaging 9 points to 18 to 25, respectively, from October, November, and December. He has rose his numbers up each and every month with his role being increased, and he has taken full advantage of that, and he has played with a lot of confidence. He takes a lot of bad shots, which is the bad part about it, but the guy starting to make them, and now he's starting to get to the paint a little more, and that's how he's going to have to be able to adjust. Every game, somebody's going to have a different player, a different game plan, something new, and you got to continue to be able to adapt and be able to prepare to play against any team, any defense, any defender, and he has been able to do that since the beginning of the season, and he has only gotten better at it now. Like I said, if you want to be a great player, you got to continue to be a student of the game, watch the footage, watch the games, and continue to improve and see areas where you can find out how to expose defenses and use it to your advantage. And that's something that Donovan Mitchell has done. His confidence can get in cloud his vision a little bit because he take a lot of questionable shots. But hey, you gotta sometimes you gotta give something, and that's one thing that you gotta trade off when it comes to Mitchell. Is sometimes it's the shot selection, but his efficiency and his 3-point shooting, his free throw shooting has been going up, and that's what you want to see in a rookie: constant improvement, especially going into next season. And while the season has continued to grow, to go on, he has continued to grow, and that's what you want to see. Number one, Ben Simmons. I feel like Donovan Mitchell has outplayed him this month, but if I have to take account the whole rookie season, I will have to definitely go with Ben Simmons. He has been the best consistent rookie um, of this draft. Of this basically class, even though he wasn't in this class, but he has really impressed everybody. People are starting to say he has superstar potential. People are starting to say that he can be a franchise player, and that's why he was the number one pick, because he can transcend the team. He can transcend the team from winning to losing, and now he has helped this team win. Obviously, they fell back out of the playoffs. He is a well-rounded player. He can pass the ball, he can rebound the ball, and now he's finding different ways to score the ball. Defenses have caught on to Ben Simmons. He's struggling to get his shot off a little bit this month compared to other months. His numbers are starting to go down a little bit, back to earth. I think the coaches are starting to scout him. I think the coaches are starting to game plan and figure out ways to take him out. And he has really fell out a lot of games because he was averaging 18 points a game in the first 2 months of the season. The first couple games in December, he's only averaging 14 points and 50% from the field, but his shots are down compared to compared to the beginning of the season, and his points are down. Obviously, his assists are up because he's been passing the ball more because he hasn't been able to get a shot, and his rebounds are also at a low this month at 7.6. He still has time to get it together. He still has time to correct this month if he want to win Rookie of the Year. But Kuzma, Dennis Smith, Tatum, Mitchell, Ball, Fox are all on his tail. He has a big gap because the first 2 months. But if he continues to decline, if he continues to go down, he comes back human. He comes back down to earth. Players can end up having a good ending and end up taking his Rookie of the Year, which he was running away with. Now he's starting to now the pack is starting to catch up, and now it's going to be tough for him to finish if he don't correct this month or play good for the rest of the season. So for right now, it's Ben Simmons, but there's other players in this draft class that's on his radar, like Mitchell, like Kuzma, like Tatum, like Lonzo, like Lowry, and like Smith. If they can flip it around and get a couple good months while Ben Simmons decline, they will be able to get the Rookie of the Year. Still, the race is still on. It's not just decided like we thought it would be. He has some competition now, but Ben Simmons got to find a way to stay aggressive offensively, besides passing the ball, and he has to continue to add more weapons into his arsenal if he wants to score the ball. Because the less he scores, the harder it is going to be for his teammates because they're going to stay close to them. When he's aggressive, he's always finding cracks in the defense. He always finding open shooters, and he always finding Joel Embiid in the pick and roll. Markelle Fultz will help him because it adds another ball handler, another slasher, and another scorer, and another shooter. And that's something that he needs for his game because he likes to handle the ball, but he's not really a dominant scorer. And we're starting to see that in December. But he has time to make the adjustments, and he has time to make the corrections. That's my top 10 rookies for this draft, and obviously Ben Simmons. I will be updating again in February. Check out my rookie analysis breakdowns. I'll be having those up in the beginning of next year. And also check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Also check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Click the link, it sends you to my website. Click the link, it sends you to my Facebook page. And if you're on Facebook, it'll be pinned to get to my YouTube account. So if you want to check out my YouTube, it'll be pinned up on my Facebook page. And also check out my website, analysisplayground.com. It'll be pinned also on my Facebook page. And if you're on Twitter, click the link. It sends you to my YouTube. And in the description of my Twitter account, obviously you will see my website, analysisplayground.com. Click the link and it'll send you to my website. Click the tweet and it'll send you to my YouTube account so you can enjoy the videos and subscribe. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know who your top 10 rookies are and your top 5 rookies are. And if you think Ben Simmons will run away with the award like we thought, or do you think a guy like Donovan Mitchell, Kyle Kuzma, Dennis Smith, Lauri Markkanen, and Lonzo Ball can go on a tear for the last couple months and catch up or pass Ben Simmons? We really don't know, but he's having a bad December. He's coming back to being human. He's coming back to life. And at the end of the day, that could hurt him when it's all said and done at the end of the year.